Hello,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good to be home.
Temporarily,
Yeah,
just load of laundry and you're out the door, eh?
pretty much.
Yeah.
But then I'll be home for a couple months, which will be great. Well, not home, but ish.
Ish.
Well, between home and the cabin, I'll be, but
Yeah.
not traveling.
Yeah.
There was I never mentioned this, but I've thought about it a lot. It's kind of cool, the relationship that we have with our kids, in that I won't name names, but one of our children went out to the bars with some friends.
On our underage daughter to help the audience narrow it down.
Yeah, it was our older one. Pre-gamed it at home. Within an hour, her friend was texting you saying that she was asking for you. Or was it
Hmm.
within like half an hour?
No, it was about an hour.
Yeah, so her friend was texting Andrew, saying she's really asking lots about you. And then
Yeah, not in a, what's my dad up to sort of way. She was asking
I
for
need
me.
my dad. I need my dad.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity that I hope every parent gets to experience, which is the prideful moment where several bar employees help escort your barely legal daughter out of the bar and sit with her on the curb waiting a responsible adult to take her home. So that filled me with some joy right there. That's parenting done right.
But that what I think is awesome is that you were the one she wanted to call.
Yeah,
My parents would be not at all even cross my mind,
yeah. If my parents asked what I did, I was at church all night.
right? Like, yeah, there's just no way. There's no way. I did have a friend once call home because she was freaking out
Yeah,
for my parents to come get, but it was not, I would rather walk my butt home or find another way or somewhere else.
she straight up needed the dad shuttle to get her to safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, threw up in the back of my truck, threw up in the bathroom on the main floor.
Also cool that the bar staff like and bouncers like hung out with her. She was super embarrassed because she actually knows them,
Yeah,
but yeah, back in the day, it would be like, get out of here. And then they would just leave you there,
yeah, no, it's a different world out there. They're not allowed to just kick you to the curb.
aren't
Even
they?
no, someone got hurt or died on their front step, they'd be liable,
Yeah.
right? And probably sued for overserving.
Yeah.
But I told them they had nothing to worry about there. She did it to herself.
Yeah. I did call, I think we called my dad once, hey, to pick us up.
Yeah, it was after Stampede with our neighbors when we were grown
It
ass
was.
adults in
Yeah.
our house.
Yeah. I couldn't
And like a
remember.
champ, he showed up at like 12:30 at the train station to take us home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember him dropping me off once. Well, that was his own probably curiosity, but for Bermuda short stay, which is the last day of university, there's a big party. And he dropped me off at a frat house at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
He said that there was a bunch of guys in togas in a canoe already drunk at 6 in the morning. I don't remember the canoe, but
It's probably not far off though. That's probably a pretty accurate statement.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. Wasn't an example of decision making at its finest those days. Although these days it seemed pretty boring.
Yeah.
So we went by and it was nothing, nothing like the chaos of our youth.
Oh, yeah. When we drove by the same frat house, like we would be up on the roof and there would be like the lawn would be, people would be pouring out of the house, the lawn, front, back, roof would
Yeah.
all be covered. There was like, what, five people on the front lawn?
Yeah, and every one of them looked stone sober.
Yeah.
Not a single one of them looked like they were going to regret the day.
Yeah.
And then what's the point? If you're gonna go out and party, wake up the next day with some regrets. That's the advice to use.
Well, she definitely, I felt bad for her and her friend because it was her first time seeing her friend in months who's gone away for university.
The
Planned
first
it,
time she was legal to go partying with her.
planned for months this, and then, yeah, it didn't last an hour. And then her friend was sleeping over and took care of her, poor girl. So she does have some regrets over that. But the point of it was pretty cool that she wanted you.
Yes. No, it was like I said, it was again, definitely a bucket list item. for sure. As a parent, it was, like I said, I hope everybody gets to experience that joy, that special, prideful moment of picking up your barely conscious child and folding them in the back of your truck to take them home. I am pretty sure that the bouncers were more nervous when I got out of the truck than anything else. Because I came rolling up in my truck, which is not ridiculous, but it's blacked out windows and I don't look particularly friendly most of the time, I've been told.
Did you have your sunglasses on?
No, it's 10:30 at night. What
Yes,
kind of loser
it's
would show
just
with
more
sunglasses?
intimidating. I don't know.
No, I had my flat brim and a hoodie on though, so that was probably enough. And then yeah, I just came around the corner and yeah, there were a lot of sirs thrown at me when I was waiting for her. That's
I
for
wish I
sure.
was there. I wish I saw
Yeah.
it.
Well, I can give you another recap. It's very if you go into your memory banks way back when you and I were fancy free and younger, the events of getting her home and then into bed were pretty much the exact same as the last time I had to do that for you. Um,
Just leave me here. Just leave me here.
yeah, no, we had that conversation for a good 10 minutes of the just leave me here. Just leave me here. I'm good. I don't think I could move. I don't think you gotta move. We gotta get you to bed and get you kind of in a place that's better than this. No, it's fine. I'll just lay on the floor. The tiles are nice. I'm like, you're laying on the bathroom floor. Let's go. And so I helped her to the end, and I don't think I can make it down the stairs. And then she butt shuffled all the way downstairs to her bed. Yeah, she's like, she's got a good friend, man. Her friend looked out for him, and then acted as nursemaid for the rest of the night because I was not doing that. But yeah, it was something else for
Nor
sure.
did you for me. I remember filling up the tub, got in fully dressed, woke up in the
You
morning
know how many
freezing cold.
hours occurred between leaving the bar and that?
Oh no.
Several. It wasn't like we came home and I went, well, see you later. It was hours before I'm finally like, I have to go to bed. It is insanely late and you are ridiculous and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I only remember not wanting to get out of the car and then laying on the cement like driveway.
Yeah. And the cement steps and the tile in the kitchen and the carpet next to the tile after having puked on the tile because it was soft. And then the steps on the way down to the basement, which were carpeted, but they were far too hot, according to you. And then we eventually made our way to the bathroom where the debate about stay or not stay occurred for a long time. And then, yeah, eventually I said, that's it. I got to tap out. You seem fine here. There's water beside you. And when I woke up a few hours later, you were in a bathtub.
Filled in freezing ice cold water,
Yeah.
fully dressed. I could have drowned, man.
I didn't know you were going in a tub. No one told you to get into a tub. When I left you, you were stationary on a floor. The tub hadn't entered the equation. Like at no point did I think, man, I better stay with her in case she decides it's bath time. There was just none of that because it was 45 minutes of, come on, sweetie, let me get you to bed. Come on, let me get you to bed. Come on, let me, and you no, just leave me. Just leave me.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, you were,
That was a very long time ago. That was probably like 30 years ago.
yeah, it was a long time ago.
Well, maybe not 30, 20 some. Almost 30.
Pushing 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pushing 30. Yeah. Yeah, the good old days. But yeah, so she's keeping the tradition alive. Can't wait to see what Caroline V3 does when she's of age.
Oh man. Gong show.
Yes, it is a gong show. So I have more of a conceptual conversation than a question conversation, I think.
Okay.
So I've been thinking about this a lot lately in terms of the stage that we're at, and all joking aside about, our child is old and making bad decisions, and how old we are, but it's made me start to think about what's next,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have, let's say 4 years, 5 years before both girls are out of high school, adults doing their thing. Whether they've left our house or not, who knows? Only time will tell. They may never leave. But what do you as parents do to make sure that you don't lose your identity as by becoming a parent? And then how do you manage that as you're forced to become an individual again? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what did you say? What was the stat the other day that by the time
By the time they're 18, we would have spent 93% of the time we'll ever have together with our kids.
Yeah. So we are now into the final 7% of that equation with Maya, and we are almost at the 93% mark with Willow.
Yeah.
So what does that leave us? Because back in the day, we were ourselves, but we were a unit, a two-person band,
Yeah.
and then 3 and 4 people, and then hairy idiots everywhere. I guess we're going to be stuck with them. So maybe that's it. Maybe we become dog parents. But what, I guess that's the question. Like, as a parent, how important is identity? How do you maintain your own identity? And then how do you reclaim it when you're no longer a parent full time?
hmm It's interesting because I've spent the last almost month alone by myself.
Yes.
And I've not known what the heck to do with myself at night. And I have watched so much TV. It's disgusting because I hate it. And I hate even like, but I don't know what else to do
Hmm.
because, and it's funny because the rinks, I'm tired of going to the rinks and blah, 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 right? But I don't know what else to do with myself. And I just said that last night too. Like, I wish I had a hobby or I wish I had something
Yeah.
because I feel like I don't do anything anymore at all. I feel like I used to. Well, we did. We played volleyball together and
Hmm.
we did dance lessons together and
Hmm.
we had dinner clubs and went and played card games. We were out and doing stuff. Even just we would walk down when we lived in that one part of the town. There was like a little main street
Hmm.
in our neighborhood. We go walk down or yeah, we don't do any of that anymore. It's all revolving around. And I noticed like, well, even last night, the girls were doing their own thing. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Do you just want to watch a show? Like, yeah. So it's a big one. And I've been wondering, it's interesting because one of our friends who we've kind of grown up together.
Hmm.
I mean, they moved away, but they're empty nesters now. Both of their kids are going to university and they've decided to leave and then they'll follow once their kids are done university. So they're moving into their own place for the next 4 years. Yeah, but then they'll follow their kids wherever they go once they're graduated.
So that's an interesting thing because is that establishing their own identity or is that just putting their parenting identity on hold until they can be, the road crew to their kids' lives,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I guess for people that are just starting out, right, looking back, because it's very easy. Like you get immersed as soon as that kid comes home, every waking minute revolves around that kid, every waking minute, and there's parts of you that remain separate, right? And some people are very sectioned off, right?
Mm.
They never lose that sense of self. But I guess looking back, how would you recommend to newer parents that they do try and make sure that they retain that identity and that separation? Again, I'm not talking distance from the kid.
No.
I'm saying, make it so that when your kids do eventually leave, you're not struggling to figure out what to do with your life now, right?
And you've been good. You've reestablished. You've been going golfing. I heard you're out most nights that I was gone. But just going golfing or your nerd night or
Mhm.
hang out, like catching up with your friends and stuff. You've been really good about that kind of stuff. I think I'm always coming back to, when I'm looking at families, when I used to do couples counseling, it was what were those things that you used to do when you were courting, when you were first dating,
Mhm.
right? And it could just be, well, if I think of us, like you would just drop in at work with like tea or something,
Yeah.
right? Or we would, drop in and I would come over and we would do lunch, like when you're working in the Northeast. And right, like those little things. I mean, it's just taking note of those and making sure you continue doing those
Yeah.
things. We even had our so you think you could dance night,
Mhm.
right? Like I loved those nights. So maybe there will be TV, but I think just looking at those things that you love and making sure that you're still carving out that space because it's so easy for everything to get absorbed. And I mean, I think it's hard though. Like we have the benefit of having your mom.
Mhm.
here
Yeah.
whenever if we wanted to, we still could. But like my brother was supposed to run a race last week and he didn't because the boys' stuff came up. He's been training and wanted to do that race, right?
Yeah.
I think the only reason he's doing the race this week with me is because I am doing it with him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of like be his accountability buddy. But yeah, like I think it's just a matter of what's important and just kind of sticking with it. And now, if you're at this stage, it's just what are those things that you wanted to do or get back? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, and I don't know that there is any right answer because I think it's a lot of stages too, right? Like I think at some points, yeah, you are like we do rely a lot on the kids' sports for kind of social interaction for sure, right? Um, but yeah, by February we're kind of done with that and ready to have something else. But then what do you fill that time with? And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head in terms of like find the things that you like to do before, but also find the things that you might want to do now that you've always rationalized not being able to, and
Mm.
then just go do it, right? And I think that's a key piece. Like golf for me is like it's more about hanging out with my buddies, um but I've started to try and because years ago I was frustrated I wasn't going to golf anymore. It was bullshit, whatever, or BS or whatever. Um, but the past couple of years, I've tried to deliberately try and be a bit better about it, right? And I am seeing some improvement. Do I think I'm going to be one of those guys that golfs every single day when I'm retired and don't have kids? No, doubtful. But I want to go out and have a good time and enjoy it and do that. But there's a ton of other things that I would love to do that I think still require a bit more dedicated focus time, which just isn't there quite yet, right? Which is
Mhm.
fine. So you try and carve that out. But I think it's also, some people are very good about the balance of on the weekends, that is their social time with their friends and it's wine nights and it's whatever. That was never really our jam. Like we're more of an event kind of thing. Like we go to do things or whatever. But I think another example is, yeah, just trying to find those opportunities. Like we had a friend reach out to us yesterday to try and go for a walk and we weren't able to because we were on the road. But that sort of opportunities, I think we used to be much better at before before it got really busy. So just kind of searching that stuff out. So I think for anyone that's new or about to, is a new parent or a newer parent, it is about just maintaining a separation at whatever amount you think it needs to be every month or every week or whatever. And just, yeah, make sure that you have things that you can go do and you enjoy doing and figure out, yeah, you're right. We do have my mom and we had your parents when they were still here when Maya was a little bitty. But yeah, find a way to pawn the kid off, right? And be able to take off and not have to worry about it for a few hours.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get sucked into just how busy it is, right?
Thinking about your roles, like if you're a parent, I mean, that's one role, that's one piece of you. It's not
Yeah.
your whole everything. But I will say too, like it's not all about going back because we go through evolutions. I know we have talked about this, but I can't remember if I've talked about it on the podcast, but we go through at least three evolutions of who we are as people.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, a lot of marriages don't work out because they're evolving. And maybe if you're not evolving together, right?
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't be surprising to have three marriages at different stages of your life. So, what we did when we were in our 20s, I don't know if I'd want to do that again now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like
For sure.
it's going to look different. I think that's a good starting point. What are the things that you miss? Or would love to do, or things that you've thought of. Because again, even when I was in my 30s, there was probably a lot more. Like now, I really am just content sitting and reading
Totally.
all weekend. I
Yeah.
would have never, in my 30s, it was like, oh no, we should go hiking. We got to go skiing. And I still love those things, but I'm also just as happy spending the weekend just sitting and
Well,
reading.
that's what we did just last weekend, right? Especially on the rainy day. It was
Yeah.
perfect. No
Yeah.
one felt the need to do anything. Whereas you're right. A few years ago, it would have been, we got to play a game. We got to this. And it's great. But yeah, you got to find that balance
Hmm.
for sure. And I think one of the other things as well oh, what was I going to say? I got a case of the used today. I can't remember. And I thought, and now it's gone. It's gone. I don't know what it was. Something profound, unfortunately. So everybody's robbed of my wisdom.
I do still think for us, like the fun factor still comes up. Like we don't really do much,
Mhm.
right? And I think even the kids are at a loss. What do we do now that the sports are over? And this is the lightest spring Like Willow has no sports. She's got her volleyball Thursday nights, but that's it. Normally, she still had rugby and spring ringette and right,
Yeah.
like there was still. So this is the latest, but it's kind of like we don't really do anything.
And part of that is, I think, well, and I think it's a balance there too, because I think part of it is we're still all
Exhausted.
exhausted, right? Like I think legitimately the girls were burned. Like Willow isn't doing a lot of spring stuff because she didn't want to,
Yeah.
or she was done. And so she's backfilled a bit by getting a gym membership. So she goes up there semi-regularly, like a couple times a week, 2, 3 times a week. That's perfect. That's her pace and whatever. Maya has been very good about establishing her own routine of getting out and doing stuff. And
She went swimming today. I thought that was
uh,
so awesome. They went to the gym, but
yeah,
then there's a pool there too. So they went like down the water slide, and I'm like,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and originally they were just going to go for the lazy river, but it's fun. I think it is finding those things, and I think for you and I, we're still we don't have the benefit of school easing up or the daytime stuff easing up yet, so it's trickier because I think by the end of the day, like as soon as you're done this, you want to watch TV tonight?
I
You
cannot.
cannot because you've got something booked. Like we've got something every night,
Yeah, I've
right?
got
And
a
and I
speaking
think
gig.
that's the thing with you and I is we always have something for the most part. And so the nights that we don't, yeah, it's we've made it to the finish line. We just need to literally we just power down. Like we're done. But like tomorrow night we're going to a play. I don't have any interest in seeing a play about Henry VIII's wives, but Maya does. So yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. And I'm sure it'll be awesome, but it's not anything I would have ever thought of. Right? Thursday night, you want to watch TV Thursday night?
I have another speaking
Right.
gig. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
like, and then Friday, what are we going to do Friday? Right? Who knows? Because it'll be whatever. And the point I'm trying to make is I think for you and I, it's not that we never do anything. It's that we have so much going on that on the nights that we don't have it blocked, I think our brain just powers down. So for me, it's about getting to a cadence where we're able to backfill some of those with more less event driven and more purpose driven time fills, right?
Mhm.
And kind of start moving in that direction more and more. Because I think as the kids get older, like Willow is like you, she's never home. She wants to be gone 20 of 24 hours if she could. That's only going to get more so, right? Maya's going to remain busy as she gets working and all this other stuff. So it's more about thinking ahead to, yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head of what is it that you missed from before that fits into where you're at now without becoming a chore. Because I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing too is, yeah, I can go out and be a scratch golfer if I golfed every day. Do I really want to golf every day? Not even a chance, right?
Mhm.
That's not the stage of my life that I'm in. Once a month, once every couple weeks, perfect. Golf 9, golf 18, have a great time, done. I can fit that in without it being a chore, right? You've been much better lately about your painting and stuff, right? Not as consistent as I think you would like, but
Mhm.
when you have that opportunity, you're finding time to go back to do stuff like that. And I think it's just finding more opportunities.
I just gotta let go of the shoulds. I should. Well,
Yes.
even like I should get my 10,000 steps. I'm done with tracking because then it just doesn't become enjoyable and it's just whatever,
It's
right?
the
So,
stick, right? Everything is stick based.
yeah.
You beat yourself with it if you don't do it.
Yeah.
And then why bother doing it if it's not enjoyable, right?
So, are we gonna move to wherever they are in the world? What are we gonna do if one goes to New Zealand and the other one goes to Germany? One for sure is going to Germany.
Give them our address in Brittany and they can come visit the farmhouse.
Okay.
Like I honestly, hopefully my boss is listening. If you are, Jen, cover your ears. If I could pick up tomorrow and move to Brittany and still have a job and be employed, we'd be gone. This place would be listed. We'd be in France on 78 hectares of land and in a country where if they don't like their garbage service, they protest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is I'm at an age where I can get behind that sort of. But yeah, that's I think I don't want to be cut off from them, but I also don't know that I need to follow them. I would rather figure out where we can establish ourselves that takes the concept of home to the closest place that they're going to be. I don't think home needs to be with them in it if they're moving. Like, 'cause they got to go off and set up their own lives.
Oh, for sure.
But they've always got to have a home base to come back to.
What about grandbabies?
What about them?
Don't you want to be across the street for grandbabies?
No, not even a little bit. I want to be that chaos factor that shows up on the doorstep periodically. Maybe I'm across town, maybe I'm a few hours away, but I bring chaos with me to hang out with the grandchildren, and then I leave, and it's my children's problem. That's what I want to be. Like, yeah, grandpa brought a drum set. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nothing. And in that drum set, tons of candy. Bye. I'm going back to my safe spot. That's where I'm going to be.
I did that with my nephews.
Sure did. You sure did. And it didn't go over well.
Oh, I'm fine.
Fine-ish.
Fine. I don't know if they kept the
They
drums.
sure didn't.
No.
No, I bet you those were turned over fast. Yeah. No, I think that's to me, yeah, like I want to be in a place where I can go to see them, but I want to be in a place that they can come to see us and feel like they can disconnect from their own stuff too, right? Because that said, there is something about, that closeness of family that I don't know that we have so much. Like they've got friends who are with their cousins and stuff every weekend and blah blah, and we don't have that.
Mhm.
If we could find a way that all three groups, like our daughters and their family and us, are close enough to do that, cool. But 78 hectares in Normandy, where we could just weekend at Mont Saint Michel, like, come on.
Yeah,
How do you say no to that?
I know. Yeah. Cool beans.
All right. You should wrap this up so you can get going.
I know. I gotta get ready. I'm so tired. But once I start presenting, I'm
You'll be
okay.
you'll be
It's
fine.
just the lead up to it.
Yeah, bring it to the people.
No.
Got to get out there.
Alrighty.
Good day.
Good day.